Hello, my name's Phoenix, and I'm giving my review on the free 8-hour trial of the 9010 Medbed. And I'm just like, firstly, I just want to say I am so grateful to have had this experience, and I feel that it is just so um magical. I mean, I can't even put it into words. I mean, you have to experience it, I mean, to really like my personal experience was like so amazing and so awesome, and I'm just like um completely like kind of like, wow, this is like, you know this is where we should be, like, now. But this is definitely where we're going in the future. I definitely feel that this is the future. But now it really is needed in these times. And I really wish to like say thank you and express my gratitude to um, Oliver and his team, for allowing this, the 8-hour free trial. And what I really love about Oliver is that he's not just, this is not just something that he wants to be for the super rich. And, he wants everybody to be able to experience this. And that is like rare these days, let's say. But we are going into like different times. So yeah, I'm just like got a lot of respect for somebody that thinks that way. So thank you. Now I will get on to my experience, and it's just so profound. So you know, I did it. Took a photo of took all the bedding off. Took a photo. Oh, the cat wants to actually like come and yeah, she's like, hey, I want to tell you about this too. Sorry, got cat bummed there. But anyway, so basically, um, getting back on point. So yep, I stripped all my bed, and then I was took the photo, uploaded it. Then I put everything back on, and then I'd activated the med bed, and then like first of all I asked it to scan my body, and then I gave it like various different like um commands, that kind of things that I would um just needed like working on. And it was just so amazing. And like firstly, what I felt is like I really felt like this kind of like, it was almost like this really, really strong, powerful like energy, and it was just doing this to the top of my head. Um, like, and it just felt like somebody going like this, but not, you know, it was amazing. And messy hair now. But then, then it was kind of like I just felt like peaceful, and kind of like I could feel this energy. And then um I was just laid there. Now here's the most, it's just the thing that just really blew me away. And I broke my ankle like fairly recently, like not too long ago. And I had to have an operation, and I had to have like a couple of screws put in it. And it hadn't been too long after I'd had the actual cast taken off. And by that time I'd had like a couple of like walks, and every time that I'd had those walks, like my ankle, it would swell, and it would be really, really painful. And I would have to take Oromorph, because it was even though that the bone had been put back together, the actual the the tissue in the ligaments were what was causing it to swell, and apparently like it could take 9 months for my ankle to fully heal. So this is like what's blown me away, because I was laying there and I felt this I where the scar, where they went in and operated, where the actual scar was, I actually felt like this. It was like it was almost like there was a pressure there, but it was like a pain, but it wasn't. Um, it was like, because I'm a real wimp with pain, and like, but it was a pain, but a sort of pressure, and that was like going for about 5 minutes or so, and I was like just kind of really paying attention, thinking, oh, that's interesting, and like then sort of like I didn't realize just how powerful that would then turn out to be until the following day. Oh, and one thing I did say is like, because I'd said that like for anything that I need to kind of release or deal with or anything, um, can it be done in a way that like that I could cope with it? So, and another thing I've suffered for many years from chronic insomnia, and nothing has been able to nothing's been able to get rid of it. Like, if I want a good night's sleep, I have to take strong sleeping pills. And I'd asked that night. I didn't take any sleeping pills because I didn't want. I wanted to just feel this like and really see what happens. So, and I'd asked that like when I fall asleep, if I could be able to fall asleep, could I have a really good night's sleep and wake up refreshed? And like I cannot believe that I slept like a baby that night. And I'm not joking. I just literally, I feel like crying. Like I'm not going to cry. But I literally haven't had that peaceful, natural sleep for a very, very long time. And I just was that so happy about that. I mean, there's so many things that and I also asked to regenerate um like my cells and everything, my telomeres, and just to regenerate everything. um and yeah, especially being that the wrong side of 50. I hate that saying that, because I don't believe in age, I believe in energy. So I just, yeah, it's just and I think we're just so much more than our bodies. So I kind of like, and this really just felt so, I just felt so connected to it, and just it is just blowing me away. And I just feel like I'm making this review, but I don't feel that I can even give it the justice that it deserves in words, because it is so special. And oh yeah, so I've got to tell you this. So my ankle, so the next morning, the next day, I woke up refreshed and everything, and I ended up like I had to go somewhere and I had to walk, and there was like a really steep hill I had to walk up. But the thing is, I didn't know that this was going to happen, that I was going to need to walk to this place until the next day. And like so the next day, I had to walk up this really, really steep hill. So I put my headphones in and music on, and like on the way to walk up this really steep hill, I noticed that, like, I suddenly noticed that I was running, and then I said to myself, damn, you can't, you shouldn't be running. You've got, like, you can't do that on your ankle. And then I was like, it was, my mind was overrid with, no, 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 no. That's limited thinking. That's like a limitation that's been put on it. Like, your ankle is so strong now, and it's healed. You can. So I had that run, but it was a little run, and then I walked all the way up this big hill, and then, like, went where I had to go. Then I walked all the way back down the hill, and then I did another little run. There was about 3 times that I actually, did a bit of running. I wasn't jogging. I was just suddenly, like, running, and like I was just, like, energetically and everything. I could feel that my ankle was stronger, but my mood as well was, like, lighter, because, like, I've been suffering a bit from depression on and off, and I just felt so happy, and, like, I would just, like, found it hard to stop myself smiling. So, like, if anyone would be passing me, they would be thinking, like, what's this crazy lunatic doing, like, smiling away? And but yeah, so I was like, so yeah, I was just walking and running at 3 times and smiling, and, like, I just felt really energized, and I haven't felt so good for such a long time. And do you know what? Because I've been meaning to make this review, and so because it's been, oh, I'm terrible with timelines, but at least a week has passed, maybe even 2, and I've been meaning to get around to doing this review, um, and in during that time, like, I've also just started, like, putting on some, like, music and dancing around my kitchen, and it is just amazing because my ankle is healed completely. Like, and my friend that was looking after me, that came to stay in my house to look after me when I had first broken my ankle, because I couldn't walk on it, and they were, like, here to be able to go downstairs and feed the cats and stuff like that, because I just literally was just laid up, like, just laid up in bed, and just, and would have to use the Zimmer frame to get to the bathroom, because, and the pain, like, before and even after the operation, was just really awful. And then, even when I started walking on it, they said, well, it's going to swell, it's going to hurt, it's going to be painful, the ligaments and everything, um, and but I just, when I was on the actual, when I was in my bed, like, with this med bed, like, I could feel, like, where that scar was. It was just this, like, it was this a very strange pressure, but it was pain, but it wasn't pain, if that makes sense. It's just so hard to, it wasn't hurting me. And it was like a pull-in as well. And ever since then, it's almost like, what broken ankle? It's almost like I just never had a broken ankle. So this is powerful stuff. This is, like, I believe how it should be. And like, so my friend that was, like, were looking after me, like, when I, you know, they always, like, oh, should you be doing that on your ankle and everything? And they were just, they're also a reflexologist, and they were, like, so shocked at, like, how my ankle is literally like, it's almost like I didn't break it, because and if I didn't have like had the operation and the scar, I don't think anyone would believe I'd broken my ankle, because just ever since my session, that 8-hour session, ever since then, it's like I have not had any swelling. I've been able to like, um I've done like 3 little runs which I didn't even plan to do. I just was like, suddenly, oh, I'm running. And then like this walk, and then like dancing around my kitchen to music. Like, I now, usually I would be in a lot of pain, and I would have to like elevate my ankle, and I would have to um I would have to take pain medication. So no, none of that. And I just cannot tell you how grateful I am. And also like the lift in you know, my mood that happened, like, you know, especially the first like couple of days after, I was like almost on this high, like just, you know, and nothing kind of phased me. I was just like, it was just, it's just like such a beautiful thing. And like, it's like, it's it just makes so much sense, like, you know, as well. To me it makes so much sense, because like, you know, I've always believed, like, you know, we do have it in ourselves to heal ourselves, but with the modern day life, we just get caught up in so many situations, and we're so tired, and we've got so many things that we're juggling at once, and, you know, like, the world's a crazy place, so we don't really have the time to kind of really focus on doing that. And I feel like Oliver has just given us that chance to kind of like reboot ourselves, and just to, I think this is going to be a real rebooting of like how life should be, like, and stuff like that. um you know, because I, you know, there is like, I do know that sometimes, you know, like, you know, medicine has its place, but sometimes like people will continue to be on medicine, and after a while it can actually make them sicker. So like, this just doesn't do any harm at all. Like, it's something that doesn't harm you in any way, and no one else can influence it. It's like, you know, your consciousness is connected to it, and it knows. And I really felt that. And it's like, part of me, I feel like I just want to cry about how um I'm so happy that there is something like this now in our world, because we really really need it, and people really really need it. And again, you know, I really have so much respect and admiration for Oliver, for not just making it for the super rich and elite, and, you know, because, you know, we're all spirits, we're all born into different ways of life, and to give everybody the opportunity is like, is how it should be. And so so yeah, I mean, I just, my ankle is just amazing, and it's like it was never broken. And before that session, it was like, I wouldn't have been able to do that, not for a long time anyway. And you know, also to be able to sleep like a baby that night. I have had another couple of nights where I've slept without needing sleeping pills, but not quite there yet. But I'm kind of like hoping, you know, that I literally take before there, and I took sleeping pills every single night because I just couldn't sleep. So it's like, yeah, I think maybe something's still going on, and I really, 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 really um hope, like with all my heart, to be considered to be like to be able to trial this more, because I I've got lots of things that I really need to kind of like deal with, and probably not even just in this lifetime. So yeah, so I guess I will shut up now. I could go on about it all day, and like I know when the next day I was like just on a video call thing to my best friend, and I was going on and on and on and on and on and on about it, and I was like this big excited kid. I was like, oh wow, you gonna anyway. And it's really interesting because like my best friend actually like tried it last night, and they were just blown away so much, and they're coming to have a cup of tea tomorrow and tell me all about their experience. So I'm just like really looking forward to hearing theirs, because like, you know, they said oh, it's just, yeah, it was just, they obviously had something very amazing happen. But I said like it was just too much to just explain over the phone or video call, and they're coming around for a cup of tea tomorrow anyway, so that would be a good time to like talk about all this and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's just I just cannot put into words just how um awesome and how amazing this is, and how I feel that it's really, really needed um in humanity, especially during these times. And it really does, I feel that this is something that really should be how it is more so in this world than a lot of other things that are going on. I feel that this is like a very good thing. So anyway, so again, I'd like to thank Oliver and his team very, very much, really, from with all my heart. And you have no idea, it's like how that has helped me. So but yes, I definitely would like to be considered for a trial, so I can sort some other things out as well. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for listening. Okay.